Alright, so maybe I'm going to come across a bit as insensitive, but regarding the whole Brownbeard stuff versus Caesar, where Caesar pretty much, put that serum in him to make him not be able to talk and explain that, pretty much Caesar is claiming that they're guinea pigs. For me, I wasn't really feeling sad. I ain't gonna front. I felt like, if anything, I was kind of laughing at how Caesar trolled him. And again, that is a bit insensitive on my part. But I don't know. For some reason, I just couldn't take it serious with the way Brownbeard... Because in this arc, if you really take a closer look at it, Brownbeard has been shot up by the Yeti Cool brothers. He's been fucking exploded by bombs. He's just taking like an ass beating. And again, this time around, now all his people are fucking shooting him up on some crazy shit after him pretty much just being trolled by Caesar. And for some reason, I felt, I guess, as though, like, okay, yeah, it's a fucked up situation, but for me, I was just like, it's just hilarious how Caesar's picking his nose and trolling this guy right in his face, and there's nothing he can do about it. So for me, call it insensitive, but I didn't really, like, get emotional on that part. If anything, I was kind of, like, laughing at Caesar's trollish ways. I was just like, fucking hell, Caesar. Give the guy a break. So this episode of One Piece, for the most part, it didn't really have too much progression. I'd say the biggest parts of it was definitely Brownbeard not being able to do anything. Luffy getting introduced again for what seems to be, hopefully, the final battle between him and Caesar, and the revelation that Caesar was dropping regarding the Smile, Devil Fruits, and whatnot. And it really just makes you curious as to how they started up the Smile and whatnot, because we got a little bit more into the backstory of them pretty much making the Zone Smile Fruits and everything. And it's like, first of all, for anime-only viewers, exactly who was the Yonko that decided to start using this? That's the big question right there for anime-only viewers. And just the way it was presented, I guess it was some good information for people that don't know about this stuff, about the Smiles. And I guess it's set up for an epic moment when he was like, oh, you're just picking fights, and, you don't want to pick a fight with the Yonkos and whatnot. And Luffy's like, I've been picking fights this entire time. So it had a pretty epic ending. But if you really look at it closely, like, what really happened? Brownbeard got trolled until he got shot the fuck up. Luffy came and punched Caesar, and then he got an explanation about the Smile Zone fruit. So you got a little bit of progression as far as that goes, but it really didn't like do too much overall. But it's just interesting to see that Caesar, like, at the end of the day, he is a pretty decent scientist. If he could come up with this Smile Devil Fruit of recreating fruits, and it's like, exactly what are the Devil Fruits is one of the main things. Is like, exactly how do they give these powers? It definitely starts diving into those type of questions in that territory. So in that aspect, it's like, okay, we got some interesting information, but as far as progressing where we at right now, it didn't really do too much of that. And again, the whole Brownbeard moment, for me, I just didn't really feel it. I felt as though it wasn't set up to the point where you can feel bad for this guy because of so much destruction he's taken throughout this arc. It's just been like one thing after another with Brownbeard. He's this, he's that, he's getting fucked up. He's getting ordered by everyone to fucking ride on top of his back. So for me, it was just like, you got trolled hardcore by Caesar, bro. So that's pretty much my take on the episode. I felt as though it was slightly above average because we got those revelations, but overall, as far as progression, didn't progress too much, but it had an epic ending as far as like Luffy just like, yo, shut the fuck up already. And I also like that they actually are adding in blood. There was like specks of blood flying everywhere when people were getting punches. So, there was some action in there, small events, but just this episode really, I felt as though it was mainly like Luffy standing for like half the episode. So I give it an average 5.5 out of 10. It was slightly above average because of the zone explanation or whatnot, but it's interesting to see that it's setting up exactly who the fuck could possibly be that guy that, or, female, if it's Big Mom, of the Yonko that is actually starting to use that and make the army. So interesting stuff there, but just overall as where we're going right now, it just didn't, I felt as though progress, and I honestly just didn't feel for Brownbeard. I felt as though, like, if anything, Caesar's a fucking troll mastermind. Let me know what you think, though. First of all, do you feel bad for Brownbeard getting trolled and fucked up by Caesar and his own men pretty much shooting the shit out of him? And also, if you're an anime-only viewer, who do you think is the person behind all this with the devil fruits? Not behind all of it, but, using the fruits out of the 4 Yonko. Is it Shanks? Could it be Shanks? Maybe he's got a dastardly side to him. Could it be Big Mom? She's just hungry as fuck and she just wants all these fruits. Could it be Blackbeard? Maybe he's just, like, hungry as fuck and that could explain how he has 2 devil fruits in him. Or could it be the mysterious Kaido we don't know really jack shit about? Let me know in the comment section below your overall thoughts of this episode. Again, I felt it was average, slightly above average, and overall I'm hoping that now that we're in the final fight, Luffy just beats the fuck out of Caesar and we can keep moving forward because it's setting up for some cool shit right now. That's, I guess, the best way to put it with this episode. I'm ForneverWorld, and as always, people, have an awesome day.